Hello viewers, today we are discussing one of the important topic in financial accounting, that is royalty accounts. See, every business unit in this modernized context is not self-sufficient. One or the other way, they are dependent on others. In this context, as if they are using of the rights of some other person, if they are getting benefits from some other person, business units has to pay certain amount to the person from whom they are using these rights. That amount we will calling it as royalty. The books of accounts which we will prepare during the course of this, that we will calling it as royalty accounts. Let us understand the theoretical concept of this royalty accounts. So you can see here, royalty means the amount payable for utilizing the benefits of certain rights vested with some other person. Here, one person will have certain rights. One person will provide certain benefits to some other person. Okay, here, what do you mean by royalty? In the sense, for providing the benefits or for using of the rights of some other person, the amount which will pay, no, that we will calling it as royalty. You can see, for example, rights possessed by a landlord relating to mining. As one land is there, we are using of that land for mining purpose. The right which has been possessed by that landlord, that we will calling it as, for utilizing that rights, the amount which we will pay, that we will calling it as royalty. Or else the rights possessed by author of a book. One person is there, he is the author of one book. If the publisher has to publish that book, for using of the rights of that author of the book, the publisher has to pay certain money to the author of the book. That we will calling it as royalty. Next, let us understand and let us know the important terms in terms of this royalty accounts. In that first one, royalty. Already I have said, royalty is a periodical sum which will be paid on timely basis from one person to another person. Here, two persons are involved, that is lessee and lessor. The amount will be paid by lessee to the lessor for utilizing the rights of the lessor. Here, you can see here, who is lessee? The person who makes the payment to the owner of assets. Here, who is having the rights? Who is having the rights? That person we will calling it as lessor. One who is actually utilizing that rights, that person we will calling it as lessee. Lessee is a person who should make the payment. Lessor is a person who will receive the payment for giving the rights to some other person. Next, minimum rent or dead rent. See, these royalty agreements are vested with, or they are associated with certain clauses. Here, lessee should pay certain minimum amount to the lessor irrespective of this sale or output. Okay, whatever may be the rights which has been transferred to the lessee, based on that, irrespective of sale or output, certain minimum amount has to be paid by lessee to the lessor. That minimum amount we will call it as minimum rent or dead rent. Okay, next concept we have short workings. Here, short workings means excess of minimum rent over actual royalty. By using the rights, actual royalty generated is less if minimum rent, which has to be paid in a minimum manner, if that is more, short workings will arise. Here, short workings is an expense for the lessee because he will pay more. Okay, so let us understand this concept by an example. Here you can see actual royalty is rupees 50,000 and minimum rent is rupees 60,000. Here, actual amount which they have generated by using the rights is 50,000. Minimum rent which has to pay is 60,000. Then short working will arise, that is 60,000 minus of 50,000. 10,000 will be the short workings. The 10,000 is an expense for the lessee because he is paying more. Okay. Next, excess of minimum rent over actual royalty is called short workings for the lessee and short working suspense for the lessor. Here in this context, see here lessee will have certain benefits. Lessee, in terms of this arising of short workings, certain arrangements he can make. What kind of arrangements? He can recoup, that is, he can recover these short workings under three arrangements that we will gonna discuss now. See here, recoupment of short workings. What do you mean by this in the sense? It means recovering of short workings of any year from the surplus royalty from the succeeding years. See, actual royalty, if it is more than the minimum rent, whatever the short workings arise in the previous years can be recovered under three methods. That is types of recoupment. The first one, fixed recoupment. Here very important thing, what do you mean by this? In the sense, in fixed recoupment of short workings will be done over a period of time. Here fixed time frame will be given. For example, let us consider up to 5 years you can recover the short workings. Up to 3 years of lease you can recover the short workings. Here the time limit will be fixed. For that we will calling it as fixed recoupment. If after that period any short workings arise, those things will be considered as irrecovered. It will be a loss for the lessee. Okay. Next we have floating recoupment. The word itself says changing, that means indicating that floating means changing. Here recoupment of short working will be done in the subsequent years of arising of short workings. Let us consider one example here. See here, in short workings can be recovered in the next 2 years after arising of short workings. For example, in 2017, if short workings arises in the sense, if in the royalty agreement, if they are specified, short workings can be recovered in the next 3 years in the sense, in that context, 2017 if short workings arises, 2018, 19, 20, 3 years time, the lessee will have in terms of recouping this short workings. Okay, that means in the subsequent years, short workings can be recovered under floating recoupment. Last one we have recoupment within lifetime of a lease. See, based on the royalty agreement, short workings can be recovered at any time within the lifetime of the lease. That is recoupment within lifetime. Next, let us move on to one practical problem here. Very important question for 6 marks. Preparation of analysis table. I have to put an example here. See here, problem number 1 under fixed recoupment. You can see here, this is a question. See, royalty payable is 50 paise per ton of output. Very important thing, 50 paise. It is not 50 rupees, 50 paise, 0.50. Minimum rent is 7,500. Short workings can be recovered up to 3 years. You can see here, up to 3 years. That means that fixed time has been given for recovering the short workings. And output for the last 3 years are 2017 10,000, 2018 14,000, 2019 18,000. Okay, they have given the output, they have given the minimum rent, they have given how much royalty payable. Let us calculate or let us prepare the analysis table. You can see here, this is what the format for calculating the or for preparing the analysis table. We have considered first one, years, next output which has been given in the problem, otherwise they will give sales. Okay, output or sales we just need to consider. Next minimum rent we just need to consider. Next royalty, we can calculate this with the help of example I have given there. Next short workings recovered, short workings irrecovered, amount paid. Very important thing, I have considered the first year 2017, output is 10,000. You can see here 2017 output is 10,000. Minimum rent payable, it will be same for all the years, 7,500, 7,500, 7,500. How we can calculate this royalty? You can see here, see 10,000 is the output. How much is the royalty payable? 50 paise per ton. 10,000 tons into 50 paise will get 5,000. Okay, actual royalty is 5,000. Next, short workings. See, already have said what is the formula to calculate short workings? Short workings is equal to minimum rent minus of royalty. You can see here minimum rent is 7,500, royalty is 5,000 rupees. So 2,500 will be the short workings for the first year. It is loss for the lessee. Okay, short workings recovered in the first year it will be nil, irrecovered it will be nil, because up to 3 years we have the time period. How much amount paid? Very important thing. See, amount paid will be considered based on minimum rent and royalty. You can see here. See, minimum amount which has to be paid by lessee to the lessor is more. Actual royalty which they have generated is less. That's why short workings has been arranged. In this context, minimum rent has to be paid by lessee to the lessor. So, minimum rent 7,500 will be the amount paid by the lessee. Okay. Next, 2018. How much is the output? 14,000. Minimum rent same 7,500. Actual royalty, that is 14,000 into 0.50 will get 7,000 rupees. So minimum rent again, what is the formula to calculate short workings? Minimum rent minus of royalty. 7,500 minus of 7,500 rupees will be the short workings. Short workings recovered again, it will be nil because excess royalty is not there. Then only we can recover. Understanding here, royalty is less than the minimum rent. If royalty is more than the minimum rent, we can recover. See, in that context, you can see here, short workings is a 500 for the second year. Short working recovered will be nil, irrecovered will be nil. Amount paid again, we just need to compare royalty and the minimum rent. Here, minimum rent will be more. That amount has to be paid by lessee to the lessor. Okay, so 7,500. Next year, 2019, 18,000 is the output. 18,000 tons has been produced. How much is the royalty payable? 0.50. Minimum rent will remain same. Actual royalty calculation, 18,000 into 0.5, 9,000 you will get. Short workings will be nil because here royalty is more than the minimum rent. If royalty is more than the minimum rent, we will not get the short workings. Whatever the short workings are there, that we can recover. Why we can recover? Royalty is more than the minimum rent. You can see the first year 2,500 rupees is the short workings. The second year 500 rupees is the short workings. How much is the total short workings? 3,000. Okay. In that, how much we can recover in the third year? 1,500. Remaining 1,500 will be irrecovered because they have provided certain adjustments here. Short workings are recovered under fixed recoupment. That means fixed time frame has been given. So again, amount paid here, royalty is 9,000. Short workings recovered is 1,500. 9,000 minus of 1,500 will get 7,500. Very important thing, while calculating the amount paid, compare royalty and the minimum rent. If royalty is less than the minimum rent will be paid to the lessor. Okay. If royalty is more than the minimum rent, you just have a look on the short workings recovered. Royalty minus of short workings recovered, we will get amount paid to the lessor. Okay. Thank you. I will come up with certain more problems in the next video. Thank you.